Hello guys, it's Pap from Pap back at it again, and today we are here with a request from one of you, my boys, and it was request a Satellarknight deck, and I realized that I only made a couple of videos on Satellarknight, even though I have almost the full archetype. I only miss one DNEB, the third one of course, and but these uploads were back in the day. They were added, and I used to play them with balance that was nerfed, so I decided it was the right time to play this deck. And I'm not gonna lie, this deck is really good, and it is cog worthy, not gonna lie, more than cog worthy, really consistent, so powerful, and has an insane defense. Just a quick reminder though, before jumping right into the deck list, guys, if you enjoy the content, please leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and it really helps me a lot. Let's jump right into it. So I'm here with Odeon, and a skill that has been recently nerfed. I'm talking about Handless Trapdel. Now, a lot of you may not agree with this, but I still think this is good for this deck. So basically, we do not have a +1 out of nowhere, and the trap cards are not sent back into the deck, so you cannot just stall out your opponent, and that's a good thing. But it still helps you recycling a trap card that maybe you want to have again. So let's suppose you have already played your triple Stellar Nova Alpha, the counter trap, and you want to play it once again. You can just use the skill. It's not a +1 because you have to return one card from your hand to your deck, but you're gonna have the chance to play a fourth Stellar Nova Alpha in that duel. So in my opinion, that's pretty good. Some of you guys will think for sure about Destiny draw. I mean, it's something you can think of, but in a high competitive level, your opponent is not gonna trigger the Destiny draw because, of course, you do not play hand traps. So in this deck, so you cannot really manage your life points. You cannot trigger your opponent. That's nothing like that. So this is the deck, pretty clean. So let me start saying that a third DNEB would be really good. I think it's mandatory, and I will probably replace one of the trap, maybe one of the floodgate. Let's start with this. And then triple Altair is mandatory, triple Vega maybe, one Cyrus is mandatory because it just makes the deck work from the beginning. You just recycle 5 cards. They can also be extra deck cards from the grave, and you draw a card. It's just so good. And then we've got this that makes the deck so good. You can negate anything. It's a counter trap, so your opponent cannot chain anything to it unless it is another counter trap. Pretty good. And also it makes you draw a card if you pop the monster. So if you negate a card on the field and then you pop it, you get to draw a card. That's why it is so good. And then we've got triple floodgate, staple, double fiendish chain, not 3 because then you can get stuck with your field. And last but not least, I think one of the cards recently added that makes this deck insanely good, and is Oasis of Dragon Soul. It's from the latest main box, Pendulum Genesis. Why it is so good? Because you can just summon a monster, special summon a monster from the graveyard, and you do not change its level. So why it's better than Powerful Rebirth? It's better than Powerful Rebirth for this deck because Powerful Rebirth increased the level of the monster, so you cannot exceed summon. And it's better than Super Body Team Force Unite because it does not require you, for this deck at least, it does not require you to have a monster on the field to target. That's why it's so good. And of course, being able to summon these guys, it's so good because these guys never miss the timing. Every time they're summoned, their effects comes in play. Of course, it's only once per turn. It's a hard once per turn, and that's comprehensible. But they're just so good. You can just spam your DNEB's effect and keep adding cards to your hand, or Altair to have more monsters on the field by recycling from the grave. And for the extra deck instead, double Batleyamus is mandatory as long as double Deltaros. They're just so good. Then one Paladinum literally makes you win duel, because you can just mix some damage, maybe the 2500 with Deltaros, and then your opponents usually does not expect you to play Paladin mode that can actually finish your opponent through a monster in attack position, because you can just make the attack to 0 and also it negates its effect, so it's pretty good against Bloom Diva. And then you just go for lethal. Also, when he gets destroyed, you draw a card, so it's just so good. I think I will play a couple of this, you know, if I had them. Then we've got Malevolent Scene, one of the best rank of 4 we have, and last but not least Excalibur, just in case we have to deal with a Saber Dancer already on the field, and this is the only guy that can be enough big, you know, to deal with that. And that's all, guys. Another important thing, guys, is that in your first turn you usually want to have Deltaros on your field, because when he gets destroyed, and this is an if, so it does not miss the timing, you can special summon a Satellarknight from your hand or deck. And usually, guys, if your opponent has a lot of monsters, and this is a very good combo to play against Destiny hero deck, they've become so good because they have tons of stuff to do. I mean, they can use, they must change, have a lot of attacks, and then they can just use their Typhoon to pop their field spell and summon other 3 monsters. So you have to endure a lot of attacks, but if you have your Deltaros, you have nothing to worry about, because you can just, when they pop Deltaros, you use its effect, you summon Altair, and then with Altair you can summon again the Deltaros, and the effect of Deltaros is not once per turn, so you can just summon Deltaros, and when then pop again Deltaros, you can summon another monster, maybe a Vega, or I don't know, so you have like 5 monsters in that turn to be destroyed, and no one can really go through that, can finish you through that, unless they have piercing damage. So we have, this deck has 2 weaknesses: piercing damage and the monsters that can make your monsters come back to your hand. So like Granny is, for example, like Battle Fiend, Ritual Beast Battle Fiend, and I can't think of anything else actually. Maybe Maya Sanju, but usually you manage to stop them by negating their effect. So that was all for the explanation, guys. Don't miss the replays because they're so good. There are some insane plays that I highly recommend you to watch to learn a lot, my boys. We can jump right into the replays. Here we go, my boys. On this was my 4th win in a row. So Harpy's hunting, or let's see if it is an Harpy or a Triomid deck. So he's got double set and nothing else. So let's see instead what we've got. We've got a pretty good hand. So you can see right here, Wall of Disruption was testing different staples, so do not worry about that. It's just, I mean, if you do not have Fiendish Chain, or I honestly think if you have Breakthrough Skill, definitely put that instead of Fiendish Chain. Not gonna lie, it's definitely better for this deck. And I was testing different staples, but the dex stays the same. The version that you have seen a couple of minutes before is just the best one. So Harpy's deck, of course, as you can see, we can just negate the effect of Channelier and draw a card, and we've got Altair. So you basically Stellar Nova Alpha wins you duels, because then, as you can see, with Altair we can summon Vega that triggers its own effect to summon Xenia, but we have another card to our hand. We've got a Fiendish Chain Sard, so there's really nothing you could do. Book of Moon to stop us, but it takes some damage, but we still got Fiendish Chain, and then it just surrender. That's how easy you can win. I mean, once you've got the Stellar Nova Alpha in a monster, you know, you're such in a good position that your opponent's never gonna come back from that. Well, this is actually a rank up from 2 to 3, if I'm not wrong. So let's see, we got Aster. So this is Clock of Destinies, I told you guys. One of the best deck at the moment, not gonna lie. I didn't brought it on the channel simply because I do not have Mystical Space Typhoon, and I'm not sure on spending my UR Dream Ticket on that. That's why you didn't see a deck, this type of deck on my channel. And so he's got, as you can see, Gaga Cowboy to deal me some damage, that's fine. Then decided to recycle a Drill Dog to his end. He's got Typhoon and the stuff, so he's chilling. We can just begin with a Vega that will special summon a DNAP that will have an Altair, so we're a pretty good spot. We can just go into Badleamos that will use its effect to discard a card, detach one to summon Deltaros, pretty good. And now that we summon Deltaros, guys, keep another thing in mind. When you summon Deltaros, Deltaros cannot be floodgated, because on summon, your opponents cannot do anything, and as long as Deltaros is on the field, every time you normal summon a monster or special summon it, your opponents cannot activate nothing. So no floodgate, no void trap hole, for example, or any trap hole. Keep in mind that. Deltaros to pop the monster, and then I attack, but it was a wrong choice actually because he can't take damage. Just was trying to trick his Typhoon, and there you go. Typhoon to summon all these guys, and so he's gonna have a 3200 attack, pretty huge. But we've got actually nothing to defend ourselves except Deltaros. Keep in mind that Unite We Stand, that was an insane play and expected 3100 of damage. Then just Deltaros effect that comes in play, Altair to summon a Deltaros. Why a Deltaros and not, for example, a DNAP? Because I was afraid of him having a mask change. So if he has a mask change, he's gonna have a lot of attacks, but actually he could have won with mask change, except for the fact that I have a Stellar Nova Alpha. So having a Deltaros is pretty good because I can just send the Deltaros to the grave with Stellar Nova Alpha, negate the mask change, and be able to use the effect of Deltaros once again. So as you can see, nothing instead, so we're pretty good to go. We've got the Altair from our hand to summon the DNAP, have another card. We can just summon another Deltaros straight away, as you can see right here. So Badleamos, of course, to begin with. Then Badleamos effect, but it's got the Treacherous. And I've got Stellar Nova Alpha to negate that. So we can send the Deltaros to the grave, negate the Treacherous, draw a card, of course, and then summoning the Deltaros with no problem. Deltaros effect comes in play. And we summon a Cyrus at this point that can recycle all the stuff we have in the grave, also the extra deck cards, and draw an extra card as well. A couple of back rows, Deltaros to pop one, we can just attack, you know, because Deltaros has no level, so the effect of Decider does not affect us, and we're just, you know, good to go. Vega, we can just attack someone, use the Dragon Souls to summon DNAP and another card, and because we recycled with Cyrus, we can just go into another Deltaros straight away. This deck is just, you know, there's just an infinite loop you can make, you can put on, and your opponent cannot do nothing without piercing damage. That's the thing, or without making your monsters come back to end or extra deck. That's it. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. This instead was another third win in a row against Yami Yugi. We've got actually exactly what we need. I mean, a couple of monsters, and one of them being Vega, just to be able to summon Badleamos and go into Deltaros. That is the best offensive play on your first turn, and discarding the Aussies of Dragon Soul, because we've got no DNAP. So if you have no DNAP, you can actually get rid of our Dragon Souls. That's it. And we've got a Floodgate to protect ourselves. He's got Charge of Light Brigade, so this is, I think, a Lightsworn Thunder Dragon, I guess. So Raiden to mill, and boom, first turn Legionnaire to be floodgated, so you cannot use that to see summon. Of course, Deltaros comes in play, but this time, because I think he has no other stuff to do, I just went with DNAP to add an Altair, so I was chilling, just to have a DNAP to abuse its effect, you know. And Raiden in the end phase to mill again. We've got, of course, Altair to summon the DNAP, all the stuff that comes again, DNAP adding the Vega, and we can go again with Badleamos, discarding, detaching, and Deltaros, he's here, as you can see. We can just use the effect to pop the back row, that is Thunder Dragons 100, what is 100 Thunders. And we're chilling, we can just pop that, the Raiden, so he has nothing to mill as well. Then he begins with the Dragon Roar, the effect of Dragon Dark to add a Dragon Duo, then actually the effect of Dragon Hawk to summon Dragon Dark. I don't know why, no XC summon, that's fine. I can just pop to the Dragon Roar with the effect, and now I can attack to pop again the Dragon Roar, because you can use its effect only once per turn. We're stuck with defense, we're chilling. Another Raiden to go into Vermilion Dragon Mech, and Dragon Duck's effect to add another Dragon Hawk. He's going to pop my Deltaros, I guess. Actually, no, he's gonna pop the Dragon Souls. And keep in mind, guys, you cannot chain Aussies of Dragon Soul if it has been targeted to being popped or banished, because the effect of the Satellarknights monsters will not be activated. So keep in mind that there's no point in activating in chain, because when this card leaves the field, the monster is destroyed and you have no chance of activating the effect. So I decided to negate that, to negate the Dragon Mech, because he can't do anything with that. And then he's got Dragon Duo to attack. I'm chilling, because with Deltaros I can just summon the Cyrus to recycle all the 4 cards from the extra deck, if I'm not wrong, and draw an extra card, of course, as you can see right here. 4 cards from the extract and an Altair. Why? Because in the end phase I can just use Dragon Souls to recycle the Altair that will special summon the Zeneb. Oh my lordy, all back again. I hope I have all my cards in the extra deck again. So, I mean, it's just so good. Look at that. First Deltaros with the triple monsters, as you can see. And then it's just to attack, you know, to pop the monster. At this point, I was just trying to make him finish all the cards in his deck. He's got the Dragon, so he's gonna go for the Xyz summon, because Ptolemy can get rid of Deltaros without triggering the effect. But we've got the Stellar Nova Alpha right here. Actually, he didn't target my Deltaros, he targeted the Levianeer, but as well, I decided to negate that. And of course, Deltaros to the grave, I draw a card. Deltaros to the grave, you will special summon Altair once again, and Altair will bring out Cyrus once again, because I already have tons of stuff in the grave. I can just, you know, recycle all of that and draw an extra card. Oh my word, look at this hand. You can't do nothing like that. First Battleamus right here. Again, to summon the Deltaros, we're not done yet. We can just use the effect of Deltaros to pop that. Mech to recycle the Raiden, we do not care about that. Then Altair to summon, as you can see, Zeneb. Keep in mind, guys, if you use the effect of Zeneb, you cannot attack with monsters that are not Tellarknight. Keep in mind that. So then Zeneb to add another card. We're stacked with defense, another trap card. Oh my word, he just decided to attack. He's got the Temperance. I do not care about that, because at this point, even if he's got Destiny draw, I don't care. There you go, he's got the Levianeer, we're chilling because we've got the Trap Hole as well, as you can see right here. I can just floodgate that, there's nothing he could do. To draw what? I do not think he has got nothing else, and in fact, he just surrendered, as you can see right here, my boys. There you go. Last but not least, my boys, against Reginald Shotcastle, another top deck right here. Water Fish, actually, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's Water deck. It has to begin. Vega to summon the Altair, Xyz summon, of course, but we can speed things up to summon a Deltaros, the best defense, and a Stellar Nova Alpha. So Diva to begin with, negate, of course, we do not want him to bring something from the deck. And of course, Deltaros is gonna summon a Zeneb from the grave, it's from the deck actually, that's the best thing we could do. And then Triple Seth can be actually worried, you know. Altair to summon the Deltaros, just in case. I predicted that. I mean, there are a lot of chances that he can play Treacherous, and maybe 2. So I decided just to play against Treacherous. Why? Because I can just summon another Deltaros with just 2 monsters. And that's exactly what I did. Treacherous to pop those, and luckily I've got my Deltaros, because now if he's got something, I can just use Deltaros effect to be protected. He summoned the infantry. I tried to floodgate, but he's got the lens. Also keep in mind, guys, he couldn't use Lens before, because you cannot chain anything to Stellar Nova Alpha because it's a counter trap. Keep in mind that. So he's got, of course, the Dweller, but the bad thing about this is that if he used the effect, I cannot use the effect of Deltaros, because the effect of Deltaros actually activates in the grave. So no effect for me. Pretty bad spot. I have to just, you know, protect myself with that. He's got Badzo Shark to summon Silent Angler, then Xyz Shokan into Bahamut Shark. Bahamut Shark will use its effect to bring out a rank 3 from the extra deck. Nightmare Shark, and then Xyz Shokan with Black Ray Lancer. And then when he attacks, because this guy pops a spell trap card on the field when he destroys a monster, I decided to use this before, so not to miss the timing. There you go, altar to summon the Dineb to add another altar to my hand, and of course he can now can get rid of everything anyway, so that's fine. We can just endure. Perfect card. We've got altar to summon Dineb. Dineb will add the card that we'll use to discard to summon the Deltarus, so we can keep the Stellarknight Alpha. You can just pop that, but look at that, guys. Look at this. Now I summon Batleemus, and as soon as I summon him, he used the effect of Dweller, discarding detaching the infantry. But why the effect did not come in play? Because when Batleemus comes on the field, all face-up monsters become dark, and if you become dark, this card was not sent to the grave to activate a Water Monster's effect, but to activate a Dark Monster's effect. So he has no pop, and that's how you do it. So that us here to start popping cards, and we're chilling because we've got a Stellarknight Alpha to negate. So now we are in control of the deck. We can just make him destroy that. That's fine. We can just use Delta's effect. Maybe I should have negate the lens, but that's fine anyway. He's gonna pop that, but Cyrus is gonna recycle everything, as you can see. Triple Altair, because I just wanna draw Altair so bad. And with the effect of Cyrus, I've already got one Altair. Boom, I draw another Altair, so I'm definitely in control. Summoning the Dineb. Dineb will add another Altair. Endless Tropel to add the Stellarknight Alpha. That's why you do it, because you want to have another negation right that. Deltaros is here, so I can just pop the set card. It was another Treacherous. As I told you guys in the beginning, he played 2 Treacherous. So look at that. Popping one, we're chilling. Another set card, but we can negate that, so we do not care about nothing. I forced that. He actually become bigger, but that's totally fine. Cyrus again with the effect of summoned by Altair to recycle everything, draw an extra card, as you can see right here. We've got another Batleemus, we can discard a card, another Deltaros. I mean, there's nothing you could do. Look at that. This deck is insane. It's just about going, you know, making the first turn, survive the first turn. If you do not get out TK'd, this deck is nearly unstoppable. Look at that, popping everything. We still got negation right here. Double Deltaros to go for lethal, guys. This deck is insane. Not gonna lie, this will probably be my best option for the KC Cup. And also, guys, I think I'm using my UR Dream ticket to take the third Dineb, because this deck becomes even better with the third Dineb. So guys, that was all for the explanation and the commentary on the replays. I hope you enjoyed that. Of course, I hope the guy that asked for this is happy, and feel free to ask me whatever you want in the comment section down below. Thanks a lot for watching, and as always, see you in the next one.